creative and savvy.
And very friendly.
Dynamic.
Spectacular.
Trailblazer.
It's high energy.
Very focused.
And tall.
Those would be the words I'd think of that describe Lois DeFleur. I first met Lois DeFleur when she was a candidate for the presidency here at Binghamton University. I was Dean of the School of Management then. We knew right off the bat that Lois was a strong leader and that she was very determined to have success for the university. But we did not envision the heights to which she would take Binghamton University.
Well, there's also excitement at SUNY Binghamton with the new president. Dr. Lois DeFleur is appointed president at the Vestal campus, succeeding Clifford Clark. She comes to SUNY from the University of Missouri at Columbia, where she was the chief academic officer. DeFleur starts at a time of dwindling state dollars and staff layoffs.
I believe that the president must provide leadership to be sure that the state and other key constituencies understand the strength and the mission of Binghamton so that we can obtain the resources that we need to support the programs.
Starting a year or two before she got here in the late 1980s, public higher education has gone into a secular decline in terms of the willingness of states to fund it. I think she and many other public university presidents quickly realized what was happening, and they realized that they had to sort of turn to try to attract alternative sources of funding.
When the Academic One complex was to be built, it was about that time that the state of New York was changing its policy and saying to campuses, we will build the building, but you need to raise the money to furnish the building the way you want it to be furnished.
The interesting thing about the institution, since I came from the state of Michigan, was when I was talking to faculty that I knew there who were in the humanities, knew a lot about this place in terms of its undergraduate reputation and what its faculty were doing in the humanities and social sciences, and it was virtually unknown otherwise, which is really quite different now. But after she hired me when I first arrived, there were a set of comments that she made about where she wanted the institution to go. And the first one was that there needed to be PhD programs in all of our existing schools and colleges. That was the first issue. The second issue was that we needed to grow. We were much too small, and that we needed to sustain the excellence that characterized the undergraduate program and the work in the PhD programs that we already had, and just expand that further.
Physically, the campus was in pretty good shape, but they were nowhere near the buildings and the whole atmosphere of the excitement that the campus shows now. Clearly, the addition of all of the research that has occurred, and which was one of Lois's very high priorities, has made it really an exciting place to visit.
20 years ago, our research facilities were basically teaching facilities, teaching laboratories that had been redeveloped as research facilities.
There was a real disconnect between the university and the general community, and I don't think that people at that point really appreciated how important the students in the university are to the fabric of our region.
There was a protest for everything. A lot of faculty were involved in protests. There were days when you didn't want to come to work. But again, through tenacity, through pushing through all these different wants and needs and demands, we were able to strike a balance with the students, and they understood. And I believe that's why you see our numbers increasing, because students want Binghamton. They know Binghamton now. They didn't before.
I stand in awe of what Lois DeFleur has done for Binghamton University. There is nothing on this campus that she hasn't touched or transformed or shaped or helped develop, whether it's been the physical plant, our student body, the quality of our faculty, our research, our scholarly work, our teaching, in terms of all the different constituents, not just alums, friends, parents, donors, community leaders, governmental leaders. She has just transformed this university.
She actually made this a public research university with these absolutely superb undergraduate programs. By public, when I arrived, the community thought that the institution was over there on the other side of the river and didn't have much to do with them, and now we're highly integrated into the community. She advanced research, the number of doctoral programs that we have, and the emphasis on being a research institution, and always has hung on to the notion that our foundation has been the quality of the education that we offer to our undergraduates. But she also made sure that their out-of-class experiences were good ones. There's a lot that she had worked on with respect to the residential colleges and how those programs were put together, the opportunities for late night Binghamton, the opportunities actually in intercollegiate athletics, providing an ambiance of a total educational experience that immerses students in the campus has really been brought about through her leadership. And I think it's all of those things together that have made us more of a first choice place.
One of the qualities of the president that I have enjoyed the most of working with her since I've been vice president has been the way that she approaches any issue. It's not about her. It is about Binghamton University. It is about our students, faculty, staff, and the community. That's her first and foremost thought. She is not promoting herself. And that is an excellent, excellent framework to work within. She is a very, very strong advocate for Binghamton University. She knows the operation, she knows our history, she knows what our heart is. And she's able to express that to people, donors, alums, legislatures, SUNY, and that will be a lasting, because it's set in many people's minds, a very high standard, very much quality-based, and that's not going to change.
Because of her ability to build these important political relationships, the county, the city level, statewide, and at the federal level, and reaching out to the business community in terms of shared research projects and those innovative partnerships has played a major role, I think, in helping the university grow in stature, but also grow those relationships and really bridge the gap between the academic culture, the corporate culture, and the political arena.
Lois also paid attention to the reputation of the university, and she spent time in Albany and in Washington and with alumni in various areas around the country building that reputation. And although we had enjoyed a very good reputation within New York State at the time that she arrived, she built that reputation to be one of national prominence as we enjoy today, and arguably international renown.
When the president came on board about 20 years ago, we were raising about $1 million a year, and we're now raising an average of $12 million a year. So it's almost a 600% increase during her tenure as president. And our endowment was roughly $10 million, and now today, I'm proud to say it's at $71.5 million. She's made fundraising and external relations and outreach to all constituents a priority. Happy students become happy alums. They turn into hopefully committed donors, and she's made it a university priority. It's not just up to the president to raise money. She's made it part of the central mission and the central life of what Binghamton University is becoming.
What we've become is very, very much committed to dealing with industry and moving things forward in that way. So we've dramatically increased our research in that area, while at the same time making sure that we have increased our basic research portfolio, as well as making sure that we continue to do scholarly activity in the humanities and in the arts.
The graduate and professional programs are stronger and far more nationally and internationally recognized. Secondly, something I'm pretty passionate about myself, international education has become a significant emphasis for Binghamton University.
When you walk around Binghamton University today, what you see are students wearing Binghamton sweatshirts, Binghamton hats, talking about the Bearcats, expressing great pride in all facets of the institution. And that was something that was clearly part of what the president wanted to bring to the campus when she took the presidency.
It's been both a pleasure and an honor to work with President DeFleur, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun.